you. This afternoon, we'll be
Good
talking about. Sorry, I want the plane to go. You can hear me well.
You said you are my lab said you are sharing the content with someone else. I don't know.
I'm not just I only tried to record earlier. I haven't started sharing my screen. I haven't started sharing my screen. Okay, can you see the screen now?
I don't know why the sound is like this. It's not clear. It's not clear very well.
Cracking, or you can't hear what I'm saying.
Are you I don't know. Maybe are we using another 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 laptop? Because this one is sounding somehow. You can continue. Because I can't hear you very well.
What about now? Is it better now?
It seems
Huh?
it's a bit better. It's not as clear as before. It's better.
Maybe because of the environment. I'm not in my place.
Okay.
Environment. Sorry about that.
Okay. No problem.
But you can manage. Can you manage the sound?
Okay.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, ma. I can't
I
hear
said,
you very well.
can you manage the sound? Is the sound manageable?
Let's continue. So I will let you know.
Okay. So this afternoon we're going to complete our class on grammar rules. And today we'll be talking about some rules around subject agreement. And lastly, we'll talk about preposition. So yesterday, was it 2 days ago when we met, we spoke briefly about grammar, about subject verb agreement. When I talked about the use of subjects and the
Sorry,
verb.
are you recording the class?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Where I spoke about the subject and the verb. Remember, the simple rule states that singular subject should go with singular verb, while plural subject should also go with plural verb. So, for example, Jack is sleeping. Jack is one person, and then I.
Hello. I cannot hear you. Hello. I can't hear anything.
Yes, sorry, my network went off.
Madam,
Can you
what
hear
time will
me?
you be at home? What time will you be at home?
You can hear me well, right?
Yes, I cannot
Okay,
hear you well.
let me
With
change
the
to my
network.
other phone.
Okay, okay, let's
Let me
see.
change to my phone. Let's see if it will better. Then if it's not better, it means we have to make it maybe tomorrow. But let me change to my phone first.
Will you be able to write with your phone? I will not see the any board with your phone.
You
Abby.
can see my board with my phone.
Okay.
Yeah. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah, good afternoon. Welcome back.
Is this better?
Yes, 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 but I can
Okay.
hear you.
I want to record. Okay, still recording. Mm. Can you see my whiteboard?
No, it hasn't shown yet. Yes,
Can you see now?
I can see whiteboard now.
Ma?
But I can see it, but nothing is written there. Shibi.
Yes, I've not written anything on it. Can you see what I've written now?
No, no, I haven't seen
Can you see what
anything.
I've written, ma'am?
No, nothing is there. It just wrote
You
add
can
text.
scroll left,
Okay,
scroll right.
subject, yes, yes. Subject,
Yes,
verb,
that's
agreement.
all I have written there. So I'll proceed now. So I was talking
Yes.
about the subject verb agreement. I said that in our last class, we talked about the simple rule. It's a simple rule, but it has a lot of exceptions. So the rule again states that when you have a singular subject, you should always go with a singular verb. And also when you have plural subjects, you should go with plural verbs. It means that your subject must be correct with your verb. So for example, she is looking pretty. She is looking pretty. In that sentence, she is the subject and is singular. So the verb that follows is has to be singular, which is correct. But if I say something like she looks pretty, in this sentence there is no is. The verb is now look. So I said that most basic verbs, most action verb, when you have them as their singular, you need to add s to it, just like we see in looks. She looks. So look with the s is a singular verb. So it makes a sentence correct because she, which is a subject, is also singular. But if it was plural, let's say it is not she again, it is they, then I'll remove the S from look and it becomes they look pretty without the S. They is plural. The verb look is also plural, even though it does not have a S. So I said that there are some exceptions. So one of the exceptions is sometimes when you add a plural subject. Now, if the plural subject is conjoined and represents a single idea, then the verb should be singular. Let me say it again. Remember, the simple rule says that if the subject is plural, the verb should be plural. But if the subject is plural and it is a combination of conjoined nouns that represents a single idea, then the verb will be singular. What am I saying? For example, if I say fish and chips is my favorite, normally because of the chip there, because of and, let's take another example. Girls, let me take the word. The girls and the boys are sleeping. In the second sentence, the girls and the boys, two different nouns. The girls is different from the boys. So these are not conjoined nouns. They do not represent a single idea. They
Okay.
represent two different ideas. One boy, one girl, or maybe two girls, two boys. It depends. But these are two different items. But in the first sentence, fish and chip, fish and chips is represented as just one food. When you want to eat fish and chip, they do not say it's two different foods. It's just one food, though it's a combination of two items. So these are
So
examples
we
of conjoined nouns.
so we will now use singular verb.
Yes,
Fish.
because fish and chip is seen as one thing, just a
Okay.
plate.
Fine. Okay.
Example, exactly. Another example
Is
is
my
bread
favorite,
and
Abby.
butter. Ma'am,
Is my favorite.
is my favorite. Yes, correct. Is my favorite. Is correct because you're seeing fish and
So we
chips
can say
as
rice
just
and stew
one
is my
food.
favorite.
What did you say?
I say rice and stew is my favorite.
Yes, we can also say rice and stew is my favorite
Okay.
because it's conjoined. It represents just one thing.
Just one thing.
Bread
Okay.
and butter is my favorite. Yam and sauce, etc. But if I say something like pounded yam and stew and egusi stew is my favorite. But if I say something like pounded yam and semo, these are two different dishes. It becomes
Okay. What
but
of pounded yam and egusi?
pounded yam and egusi makes just one dish. So it's an
Okay.
example of a conjoined noun. It represents a single idea. Pounded yam and egusi is my favorite. But if I say pounded yam and semo, these are two different dishes. It becomes my favorite. Do you understand, ma'am?
Yes, yes, very well.
Very well. Now, also, sometimes when we are writing and we have a situation where we have more than one noun or pronouns in a sentence, for example, the quality of our students, let me write it out. Quality of our students.
Excuse me, madam. Can we say pounded yam with egusi soup is my favorite?
Please say that again.
Pounded yam with egusi soup is my favorite.
Yes.
Okay.
The
I
two
just want
comes
to get it.
together as one.
I just want to get it right. Okay. You can continue.
So look at this sentence. The quality of our students, there is a S before the apostrophe. Now, we talked about possession while we're talking about
Are you
pronouns
writing
in
it?
our last
I
class.
can't see it on your whiteboard too.
Please scroll down,
It's not
ma'am.
sure. Okay.
Scroll down, should be somewhere.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
No, no, no.
It's somewhere there's just below fish and the girls and the boys are sleeping, just under it.
I just saw you wrote D. I tried to enlarge it.
It's just under the boys, the girls and the boys
The girls and the boys. No, it's
just
not.
under. If
Okay.
you scroll up or scroll
Yeah, yeah,
down,
yeah. Yeah,
Refer.
the quality of our students' essay has fallen drastically.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So we talked about possession in the last class. Now, when you talk about something that belongs to another person, you use apostrophe s. So let's look at these two phrases. Student apostrophe s, then students with just apostrophe. These two have different meanings. The first one, student, we have the apostrophe before the s. It means that whatever we're talking, maybe I'm talking about student essay. Let me use the same thing. Student essay here. I would have student essays. So the first one, student's essay. The apostrophe comes before the S. Here it is telling us that the essay belongs to just one student. That is why we have the apostrophe before the S. The second one, we have the S before the apostrophe. It is telling us that it is not just one student here.
Student, you wrote student. Check it. What?
What did you say, ma'am?
I said you should check the spelling of the last student. I didn't know you wrote
The
student.
spelling, it's correct here.
Okay.
Students apostrophe. Is that what
It's
you
showing
have?
here. Yeah, the one apostrophe after S. The one with apostrophe after S.
Yes. The first one has apostrophe before S.
Before
The
S. Okay.
second one has apostrophe after S.
After S.
So I'm trying to
Okay. Let's
explain that
continue.
they have different meanings. The one
You said the
where
first.
I have my apostrophe, the one where I
Continue.
have my apostrophe before the S is
Okay.
singular, one student. The
Okay.
apostrophe S
That one's
there,
talking about one student.
yes. So the
Okay.
apostrophe S there is just telling us that the essay it belongs to the student. Student's essay. That means this particular essay is written by this student. While
Okay.
the
Okay.
second one, where you have the S before the
Before the
apostrophe,
apostrophe.
yes, this one is telling us that the student here is more than one. So it shows plural.
Okay.
Yes. So sometimes we can have S before apostrophe. When it comes to the use of apostrophe, a rule states that when you have a word that ends with S and you want to put apostrophe S, the British rule says that you should just add an apostrophe without the S. You cannot have two S's together.
Okay.
Pronouncing it will be difficult. It becomes students, it's sounding somehow when it comes to its pronunciation. So when you have a word that ends with S, maybe because the word is in its plural form, or maybe because that is just how we spell the word,
Okay. What are we now going to put? We not add S.
you wouldn't add S, you just add an apostrophe. So whoever that is reading it
Okay.
understands
You
that you're talking
understand
about
that?
plural now. So the student one
Okay.
talks about more than one person. Do you understand it?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay, so now back to the sentence. The quality of our students, you realize that the S comes before the apostrophe.
Yes.
The quality of our students' essays. So because student here is plural, essay would also be plural. We have two nouns. Student is a noun, essay is also a noun. So
Mm.
both are plural because three students here cannot write one essay. It means that whether we have three students, we have three essays as well. Or if we're talking about all the students in the school, we're talking about all the essays they have written as well. So that's why there is a S after
Mm.
essay to show pluralization. Now, In this sentence, student essay is the subject because that is what we are talking about. Remember what the subject is. The
Yes.
subject is the doer of the action talking about. So in this sentence, the subject is student essay. Now
Okay.
look at the next verb that follows. Not naturally, it's supposed to be have
Okay. Okay. Because
because
it's a
as
plural
is
form.
singular. Yes, because it's a plural. If we have a singular noun, we're supposed to have a singular verb. If we have a plural noun, we should have a plural verb. So in this sentence, we have a plural noun. Students says more than one people or more than one student. But then we are using the verb has agrees, as fallen rather.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
As
So why are we using has fallen instead of have fallen? It is because the first noun that is being mentioned or the head noun that is being mentioned is quality. There's something called head noun. So in this sentence, there are more than one nouns. There are about three nouns there. First is students. First is quality, rather. Second is students. And third is essay. But in this sentence, the human there is student. But of course, because students didn't come first, the noun that came first is quality, which is called head noun. Nouns that come first are usually called head noun. So because the head noun here is singular,
okay.
that is why we're using the verb has
If
instead
that is
of have.
singular. Okay.
Do you
Okay.
understand?
I understand Shubon is somehow.
Okay.
Rem-
It's
Remember
it's
this while speaking, it will be a lot. I don't know.
it's normal. What you should do is for all of these lessons, that's why you have the replay. You can always go back to them. Go back to the lessons, learn the lessons, go back to the lessons, learn the lessons. So when you're talking, you consciously want to use the correct the correct grammar. At the beginning, you will not remember. That's normal. But as you practice, you keep remembering. And it's okay for you not to remember everything at the beginning. But the more you practice, the more you watch the replay, the more you get used to it. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, I understand. Thank you.
Okay. Now, another exception to this rule. Sometimes when we want to add two nouns together, it is difficult for us to know the verb to follow, especially when we're adding nouns of two different positions. For example, the girl, for example, the sentence, the girls or their father, the girls or their father collects bribe. Now look at this sentence. We have girls. Girls has a S, which makes it plural.
Everything has
Father.
not. It hasn't shown.
Okay. Is it up now?
No. Okay. The
Can you see
girls.
now?
Okay. Yeah, I can see it
Yes.
now.
So in this sentence, we have two things, two nouns. The girls or their father collects bribe. So in this sentence, we have a singular and a plural noun. The girls there is plural. Father there is singular. There is no S after father. And these two nouns are joined
Okay.
with or. They're joined with or.
or
So normally when we have two nouns that are joined with or no, the verb should agree with the subject that is nearer to the verb.
okay. That is
Let
their
me
father.
rewrite
That's
this
why we use
sentence.
plural. That's why we use plural verb. Collect.
That's why we use singular. Singular we use
Ah,
collects.
singular. Collect. Collect. Singular.
Yes. Let's assume the sentence is the father or their girls collect bribe. Now, in this second sentence, there is no S after collect.
That one has not shown.
Okay,
Second one.
it will come up.
Eh, okay. The father the or their girl.
Collect bribe.
You wrote girl.
It's going to change. Well, the person is taking time to load on your end. Has it changed?
It hasn't because okay, it has changed. Yeah, it has changed.
Okay. So let me analyze this two sentences. The first one, the girls or their father collects. Collect here has the S, which means it's singular verb. Because of the S, it's singular verb. But then we have two subjects. We have two nouns. We have girls, which is plural, and we have father, which is singular. Anytime we have two nouns that are joined by or no, when we have subjects that are joined by or no, when we want to write the verb, it is the noun that is nearest to the verb that decides right. The verb in this sentence is father. Father is singular. It doesn't have the S. So because of that, collect will also be singular. Remember, singular verbs take S. Do you understand this?
Yes, the way you
Now,
explain, I
the
understand.
second sentence,
Said whenever we have subject sentence like this, the subject that is near to the verb, we take the verb. We decide whether the verb will be singular or plural.
yes, whenever we are joining two nouns together
Two nouns.
with
Okay, with or no.
or we are joining with no, you have to pay attention to this or no. The girl
Okay,
or their father. The reason here is because of the or there.
okay, okay, okay.
So when we are joining two nouns, if I'm saying the house or the car, two nouns, I'm joining it with or. Or if I'm saying the tree or the fruit, two nouns, I'm joining it with or. So what tells me the verb to use is the noun that is closer to the verb. If the noun that is closer to the verb is singular, the verb will be singular. If the noun that is closer to the verb is plural, the verb will be plural.
Okay.
Do you understand it, ma'am?
Yes, very well. I understand.
Now let's take another example. The father or their girls. Now in this situation, girls collect bribe. Girls is the noun that is closer to the verb. And girls here has S. So because it has S, it is plural. Plural noun.
Okay. The first statement.
So because it's a plural noun, the verb that will follow should be plural as well. Remember, some plural verbs don't take S. Do you
Yes,
understand
I
that?
know.
Okay, very well. Now, another one is when we have a singular subject with attached phrases. If the phrase is introduced by with or like or as well as, then it should be followed by a singular verb.
Come again.
When we have a subject, a singular subject, when you have a singular subject, should I continue?
Continue, continue.
Okay, when
When
you
we have a
have a
singular
single
subject,
subject
mhm,
and then it is followed by with an attached phrase. For example, the boy is a singular subject. Then I now attached a phrase like with several others. The boy, comma, with several others, comma, the boy is the subject, but I now attached another phrase to it with several others. So if I have such sentence,
mhm,
then if I introduce the phrase with
okay,
or it is introduced with like or as well, then it should be followed by a singular subject.
singular verb.
Singular verb, yes, thank you, ma'am. Should be followed by a singular verb. So I'm going to write three sentences. The first one, the boy with several others. Because because the attached phrase, I want the plane to go. Okay. So back to the example. The boy, comma, with several others. Now the boy is a subject. I now added additional information. And that information starts with several others. Because the information starts with, the verb that follow must be singular. You know, the boy with several others means they are plenty. It's not just the boy now. There are other people. So normally it's supposed to be a verb. It's supposed to be a plural. But because the attached phrase starts with, because of that, we would not see it as plural, we'll see it as singular. And then the the verb that follows would also be singular. Can you see the sentences already?
Yes, the boy
Okay.
with several
The boy
others
with,
is
yes,
it,
with several others. So this with several others is the additional phrase that I added. So because the additional phrase started with, the verb that would follow will be singular is. The boy with several others means a lot of boys, maybe three boys or four boys. So it's supposed to be are late
yes,
for school. But because the sentence that I added after the boy starts with, it will be singular. So that's why we have the boy with several others as late is late for school. Please ignore the as. Is late for school. Another example. Fatima, like Janet, is tall for her age. So again, because the second sentence has an attached phrase and it starts with like, then the verb will be singular as well. Is tall for her age. The last one, Tom, as well as Fred, because the attached statement starts with as well as, the verb would also be singular. Tom, as well as Fred, is on the first shift. So when you have a sentence with a singular subject, just like the boy, Fatima, Tom, they are all singular, and they have attached phrases. If the attached phrases is introduced by with, like, or as well as, then they should be followed by a singular verb. Do you understand this, ma'am?
come again, ma. When we have, I want to
When
write down.
you have a singular subject, for example, Tom as well as Fred is on the first shift. Tom is the subject. Tom is the person we are talking about. And it's just one person, Tom. But then I now added another statement as well as Fred. Because the other statement that I added, because I introduced it with as well as, the verb that would follow will be singular. Is that clear?
Yes.
Another example. The second sentence, Fatima, like Janet, is tall for her age. I have a singular subject, which is Fatima. I then introduced another person with the
Like,
word like.
like. Okay.
So because of that like there, the verb that would follow would also be singular. The third
Okay.
one, I have a singular subject, the boy. I then introduced other people. I used the word with. So because of the word with there, the subject that would follow, the verb that would follow also will be singular. So the rule states that when you have a singular subject, if you introduce another subject and you use words like with or like or as well as, then the verb that would follow will be singular. Is it clear now?
Yes, yes.
Very well. So now we'll go to the last topic under grammar rule, which is prepositions. We have talked about preposition before. This is just to look at some of the exceptions as well. Prepositions are tiny words that shows relationship between two nouns or two verbs, two nouns or two pronouns, or nouns and adjectives. So examples of pronouns we have on, in, at, etc. So there are some prepositions that we call troublesome preposition. Most times we are unsure of which preposition to use. So for example, we have the word beside versus besides. One take a S, the other didn't take a S. Beside without the S. Besides with the S. Beside without the S means next to. She sat beside the pastor. That means she sat next to the pastor.
Are
So
you
when you write
writing?
beside
Can't see what you are writing.
without the
No.
S,
Are you writing,
what
ma?
did you say?
Are you putting on the board?
Yes, I am.
I can't see it. It's not showing.
Please scroll down.
Okay. I'm trying to.
It's just below Tom as well as Fred.
Yes,
It's
I could see
under
that
it.
one. But I can only see preposition. It doesn't show the
It's under preposition.
I can't see. I can't see. I don't know. I don't know where he
Can you see now?
no, no.
It's under
Yes, yes, I can
preposition.
see. Yes, yes. Beside versus beside. Okay.
So beside, the one without the S means next to. She sits beside me in the office. She sits next to me in the office. Besides learning, I enjoy cooking. That means apart from learning, I enjoy cooking. So when you add S to beside, it changes the meaning. If there is no S, it means next to. If there is S, it means
Okay.
other than.
Means next to.
Another one is between and among. Between is used when you're talking about two things or two places or two people. Among is used for three or more people. So when I say something is between my mom and dad, just two people. My office is between Ikeja.
Among and between. Okay.
What did you say, ma'am?
No, I said okay. I'm
Okay. Why among?
giving
I
example
would
though.
use among for things for more than three people. I can say divide the cake among the five of you.
Okay.
Divide the cake between the twins. Twins are just two people. But when they are more than two, I will change between to among. And lastly, we have differ from and differ with. When you differ from someone, it means that you are unlike them.
Excuse me, I
You
just
are
want to
not,
get this right. When you are using between, that means it's more than two people.
yes.
Okay.
Between is for two people, among is for more than three people.
Ah, listen now.
Can you
Between
hear me?
between is for two people.
What did you say?
I said between for two people is for twin people.
Yes. Between is for two people. Divide the cake between the twins.
Okay.
Twins are two. Divide the cake among the five of you. You use among for three or more people. You use
Okay.
between for two people or two things or two places. One is more than two, three upward, we change it to among. Is it clear now?
Yes.
Now we have differ with and differ from. When you differ from someone, it means you are unlike them, just like you're different from them. Differ from, it means you are unlike them.
Okay.
You're unlike them when you differ from. But when you differ with, and you differ with someone, it means you disagree with the person's opinion. You disagree with the person's opinion. Do you understand this? I've
Yes.
written
Yes.
it down to avoid confusion. So I'll take it again. When you
Okay.
differ from something or from someone, you're different from that thing or you're different from that person. When you differ with someone or something, it means you
Yes.
disagree with their idea, you disagree with their opinion. So, for example, my parents differed with my class teacher on my abilities. So, there are some children that at home, they are so quiet. In school, they are troublemakers, or it could be vice versa. In school, they are so home, they are someone else. So when the teacher is talking about such a person, the parent would differ. Excuse me. The parent would differ with the teacher and say, "No, I think we are talking about two different people. At home, my child is always lively and fun to be with, but the teacher is saying that in school, he doesn't even talk to anybody. He doesn't even talk to anybody. So it means that you disagree with what they are saying, or maybe somebody is telling you Nigeria is the best country, and to you you have another opinion. You differ with them, you disagree with them. But when you differ from someone, it means that you're different from them. For example, somebody might be a early riser. You might be a late riser. Some people they are good at waking up very early. Even when they have nothing to do, they will still wake up. And they are more active in the morning. They want to do all their things in the morning. Why there are some people they want to have enough sleep, wake up late in the morning, and then start whatever. So those two people differ from each other. They are not the same. They're different from each other. Do you understand this, ma'am?
Yes.
So do you have any question around this so we can quickly go to collocation? I have a class of 5:30, but let's quickly go to collocation so I can be know we are done with our lessons. Do you have any question around grammar rules?
I think I'm okay. I need to go back to it. I
You
just
said
have
what,
to.
ma'am?
I said I'm okay with this. I just need to go back to go
Yes,
and you
it's
help me to send
important.
the recordings. Make sure you send the
Yes,
recording.
I'll send this for this class. I'll send the recording to you
You want to
immediately. For
take
the other class, I'll send it to you
okay.
later today when I get home. I'm not
All
with
right.
the other laptop. So let's move to collocation,
Okay.
English collocation, which we started the other day. When it comes to collocation in English, it could mean different things. But the one we focused on was collocation in vocabulary, which exposes us to words that can be used with a particular word, the synonym, the antonym, the meaning. So there are some words that naturally we feel like we can use them together, but in depth, they have different meanings. For example, if we look at the word happy, naturally, a lot of people can switch the word happy with different other words like excited, cloud nine, etc. But sometimes collocation, because of collocation meaning, the words might not have the same exact meaning, or the word might not be able to use the word the same way we had used the other word in a particular word. So the best way to learn collocation is usually through the dictionary. Another way is to understand in-depth meaning of words, so that when you see a word, you want to go further to learning them. And the most words that their collocation can be a bit of a neck is adjective. Adjectives. So adjectives and adverbs anyway, but then adjectives mostly.
Excuse me, are you writing on the whiteboard?
No, I am not.
Okay, okay,
I've
here
not got
because
to where I would write. I'm
okay.
just
All
like
right, all right.
an introduction. Adjectives, so they do not always have the same meaning. So for example, if we go into the dictionary and try to look for the word happy, the dictionary will give us different meanings of the word happy. One of them will be the word delighted. I think I've showed you how to use the dictionary for collocation already. Happy naturally means feeling or giving pleasure. And under happy, we can have different types of meanings. Let me stop sharing my board and share my dictionary. Cancel. Mm, share device that again. Okay. I'm trying to share my screen.
Okay.
Okay. So let's look at the word happy in the Oxford Dictionary. Can you see my screen, ma'am?
I can. I can see.
Okay. So this is the Oxford Dictionary. We have the word happy. It has different meanings. But let's focus on the first meaning. feeling or giving pleasure. So let's go to the collocation. Let's start with the synonyms. Synonym simply means words that have the same meaning. But remember, it doesn't mean that they have exactly the same meaning. So sometimes you might not be able to switch them. So the first meaning, the first word the dictionary gave is glad. And it said glad should not usually be before a noun. Then we can use happy before a noun. For example, a happy family. Family is noun. Happy can come before a noun. A happy face. Happy usually comes before noun. But glad, even though they have the same meaning, can be used before nouns. Same page. Can you see where I am, ma'am?
I can see it. I can see it.
Okay. So glad should not usually be before noun. And glad means happy about something or grateful for it. So for example, I cannot say the girl, a glad family. That's wrong. But I can say he was glad he came. The family was glad they saw their child. She was glad when the meeting was over. They were glad that they attended the service, etc. Another word that we can use instead of happy is pleased. Pleased also, we cannot use it before a noun. It also means happy about something that has happened or something that you have done. For example, she was very pleased with our exam, etc. They went further to explain glad, happy, or pleased, the ones that we can use. It says feeling pleased can suggest that you have judged someone or something and approved of them. Feeling glad more about feeling grateful for something. You cannot be glad with somebody. Happy can mean glad, happy can mean pleased, happy can mean satisfied. So what this is telling us is that pleased, even though it can mean happy, its real meaning is about you being approved, you being approved of something. For example, I am pleased with your marriage. I am pleased with my husband. I am happy with my husband. Another one, glad. It means you're grateful about something, even though you can replace it with happy, but you can't replace happy with it. And let's go to delightful, which was the one I wanted us to actually focus on. Delighted means very pleased about something, very happy to do something, showing your delight. I am
What of if
delighted
we
at
say,
your
yeah,
news.
don't worry, you will glad your heart? Is it correct?
I will be glad in my heart.
No, if you are telling somebody,
It means you
maybe
will
you
be
are,
grateful. I'm listening, ma'am.
when you tell someone that maybe you are talking about God, yeah, God will glad your heart. Is it correct?
Blood will gladden your heart. There's a
It will
difference
glad
between
it,
gladden and glad.
glad.
There's a
Which
difference
one?
between gladden and glad. We can't say God would be glad your heart because glad
No, be
means
not be not it. He will glad.
okay,
Is
God
it
will
correct?
glad your heart. It simply means God would be grateful for your heart, something like that.
Okay.
It doesn't really make sense. At least
I
right
no.
now, to me, it doesn't make sense. But when we say the word gladden, I think I've heard people say
He will
something
glad.
like, it gladdens my heart. When something gladdens your heart, it means it makes you happy or it makes you feel pleased. It gladdens my heart to see you travel to the UK.
Okay.
That one means more of I am happy to see you travel to the UK. But I am glad to see you travel to UK. No. So I think gladden works better for that situation
Than glad.
than glad for that particular sentence.
Glad simply means what? You said happiness. Feeling glad can be more about feeling
To
grateful. Okay. something.
Yes. Why to be glad in? Glad now is a noun. Glad is an adjective. Why gladding is a verb. They are not used the same way. Do
Okay.
you understand, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Please, ma'am, give me a few seconds. I want to quickly send a message to the person I'm supposed to take for 5:30.
Okay.
Okay, let's proceed. So I was talking about the word delighted. Delighted is more suitable for happy than any of the two words we have talked about, pleased or glad. To be delighted means to be happy to do something, to be very pleased about something. For example, I'm delighted at your news. I am happy at your news. Can you stay for dinner? I'll be delighted to stay. I will be happy to stay. So, if you look at these synonyms, there are about one, two, three, four, five, six of them. But out of these six, delighted is still the perfect word to use in place of happy.
Happy.
Others also can mean happy, but they are not always suitable. Depends on the situation. Now, aside from synonyms of words, collocation also helps us to know the verb or the adverb or the preposition that, or even the article that can be used with a word. So, for example, the very common thing we hear people say is, I am very happy. According to the dictionary, very is like the third word to be used, very happy. And there's something called redundancy in English. Very is a redundant word. We say very is a redundant word. What do we mean by redundant? It means that the word has been overused. So when we say the word has been overused, or sometimes we could say the word is not necessary. For example, you hear people say something like, she's a single or married woman. Single or married. Simply say she's a single woman. We understand that she's not married, or she's an unmarried woman. So the word unmarried in that sentence is not necessary. Another meaning of redundancy is something that has lost is meaning. People have used it more than usual. It is not adding any extra meaning to what you have said. One of such word is very. People use very every day and they overuse it. So instead of using very, other adverbs that one can use will be extremely. I am extremely happy. In fact, yes, obviously, I'm very, very, very happy. Instead of using three or four varies, just change it to extremely. Extremely is a strong adjective. We have talked about strong adjectives before. Extremely happy. I am fairly means I'm not really happy, but at least what can I do? I just have to stay happy. So maybe a parent that is expecting the child to have excellent results, and the child could only came home with very good results. So you're happy, but you're not impressed. So I am fairly happy. Also, I am happy about something. You can be happy about something. You can be happy for something. You can be happy with somebody. You can also be
Okay.
happy for somebody. I am happy for her. I am happy with her. I'm
But,
happy
you
about
know,
her.
what we are saying now. I check it before before we started the lesson. But
Okay,
though I didn't use what is it? I didn't use Oxford dictionary, so I just
okay,
Google it to glad someone's heart. I just use it, and it gave me it says to glad someone's heart means to make someone very happy, essential bringing joy and pleasure to their feelings.
okay. Is it an idiom? Which dictionary is it?
I just Google it. I just put it on Google. I didn't use any Oxford or anything.
Okay. I don't know if I've mentioned to you that Google, when it comes to in English, there's something we call I'm trying to remember the word.
Can we check it
If
now on?
two
Help me to
grammar
check it
No, I'm not
on Oxford.
saying you're not I'm not saying you're wrong, but there's something I
Okay,
want to establish.
okay.
In English, it's just like in Christianity. When you're talking about something, for example, I'm a Muslim, my husband is a Christian, so I'm still quite new to the religion. So
Don't
when
worry.
we talk about
You will enjoy it.
certain things, my husband will say, my husband will say things like, which part of the Bible was it stated? So to my husband, I don't know if that is what it is to all other Christians. If it's not in the Bible, then it's not just correct.
Mm.
My husband will say it's not correct. It's just some people bringing it up, and that's what he says. Now, before I came into Christianity, things like that happens among English students, English lecturers, or grammarians, or people that have knowledge about English. So in English, just like the way the Bible is Christianity, where you go there to confirm what they have said, if it's accurate or not, in English as well, Google is not a, I'm trying to look for the word, but it's not coming. But Google is not a place to check correctness of the use of language. Instead, use the dictionary, which was why I explained the usage of dictionary. So if I just go on Google, yes, Google might tell me it's correct. Gladden my heart. Glads my heart, right?
Mhm.
Is it glad my heart?
To glad someone's heart, yeah. But glad my
Okay,
heart or
glad someone's heart. Glad someone's heart. Meaning. So Google would even give you AI overview and then dictionaries that have it like Merriam-Webster dictionary means to make someone happy. Okay, look at the dictionary here. The dictionary changes to gladden the heart,
gladden the
not
heart.
glad
Okay.
someone's heart again. Can you see it? This is for
Yes.
Merriam-Webster dictionary. It changed it to gladden the heart. The
Okay.
AI changes to glad someone's heart. And if you use AI will further go down and tell you something like AI can make errors, so check well. AI apps would always say something like that they can make errors. You should check well. But let's focus on the dictionaries. Merriam Webster says is glad in the heart. Merriam Webster again. Collins says glad in someone's heart. Collins Dictionary says glad in someone's heart. Reversal Dictionary says glad in someone's heart. Then this is Quora. Quora is a site where people ask questions, different questions. Then we have Cambridge Dictionary says do someone's heart.
Heart, good.
In the Cambridge Dictionary, gladness does not even exist. Glad does not exist. Okay, then later in Cambridge Dictionary, we brought gladden. It didn't show if it is to gladden someone's heart, but just wrote gladden,
Glad.
which means it
Okay.
might be a pointer to what you're looking for. I'm trying to go back to that page. Then we have just Sima. I think this is just like a poem or something. So if you just go on Google, what Google does is it brings up content from different authors or different people. Let's assume I have written something around that. If you go further, it will start to bring you Facebook post of some people. If you click on more, see more results, it would show you different websites where people have
Mm.
written things like that. Sometimes it go as far as showing you Facebook posts of people, LinkedIn posts, Twitter posts. Can you see LinkedIn here?
Yes, yes, yes,
LinkedIn post of to know someone's heart. Boom play music. The pioneer woman. This is also somebody's website. YouTube. So what Google does is it's just a place to get what other people have said about a particular topic. But when it comes to
okay,
English, you have to use the dictionary. So
okay,
the best you could have done is just to type before meaning, just write a particular dictionary that you trust. Like for me, I don't really enjoy Merriam-Webster because it's strictly an online dictionary. For me, I prefer Oxford, Cambridge, Longman. Those are my three options. The first is option of Oxford, Cambridge, then Longman. When it comes to pronunciation, I you go for Cambridge first, even before Oxford. So when it just comes to randomly checking content around how correct English grammar is or English pronunciation is, Google is not the best place. Because if you go on pronunciation, there's some pronunciations you would ask, Google will bring my videos. And I might not even be correct in that particular video. It will
yeah,
bring other diction instructors that have done videos around it, home and abroad, from all parts of the world. But the final, should I say, the final speaker still remains the dictionary.
okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Just give me a few seconds, ma'am. Mm. I'm back, ma'am.
You're welcome.
So that's it about checking meanings of words around dictionary usage. I strongly recommend you always use the dictionary. It
Oxford.
gives more accurate meaning. Even in outside, I've forgotten the way we usually ask each other that question. They'll be like, "Where is your?" You need to quote some, just like the way people quote Bibles and say it was said, yeah, yeah, yeah. You need to be able to quote it and said, according to the Oxford Dictionary, according to the Cambridge Dictionary. Because sometimes some of these dictionaries even bring different meanings too. Sometimes they do not have exactly the same meanings. But at least you being able to quote a dictionary and not just a random Google post or Facebook or Instagram post makes it more accurate and more debatable. So that's it about happy. Let's take one more word to further see how collocation works. So let's try the word intelligent. A lot of people do not know that there's a difference between intelligent and brilliant. It took me time to know that as well. So you see people, they use intelligent and brilliant, they use it interwovenly. Intelligent, brilliant, clever. You see them, they change them for each other, but they are not always the same. So intelligent is an adjective and it means good at learning, understanding, and thinking in a logical way about things, showing this ability. So, for example, a highly intelligent child. So instead, somebody will say a very intelligent child. Instead of using very, you can decide to say highly intelligent. And that person would say, she's clearly extremely intelligent. An average person will still say the same thing. She's very intelligent, but I can say she's extremely intelligent, among others. So let's see the synonyms. So
Yeah.
synonyms of intelligent, we can have smart, clever, brilliant, bright. So these are the two words I wanted us to focus on: clever and brilliant. People usually feel like they have exactly the same meaning, but they have a bit of difference. So clever means you are quick at learning and understanding things. So when they teach you something now, you can quickly learn. Now let's go back to intelligent. Intelligent means you are good at learning. Good is different from quick. You can be
Okay.
good at learning something. You can enjoy learning something, but it might take you few hours to really understand the strategy behind it or the technique behind it. But a clever person picks whatever strategy it is behind it faster, quickly than an intelligent person. But I says that example says, how clever of you to work it out. He's too clever by half, if you ask me. Too clever. For intelligent too, we can rather say highly intelligent or extremely intelligent, but we can use too for clever. Now it says people use clever in the phrase clever boy, clever girl to tell a young child that they have learned or done something well. When used to or about an adult, clever can be disapproving. So we can't use clever for adults, but of course we can use intelligent for adults. My mom is intelligent, but it would be wrong for me, according to the dictionary, to say my mom is clever, only for young children. Now let's go to brilliant. Brilliant means extremely intelligent or showing a lot of skill. So a brilliant person is someone that is good in math, English, sewing, cooking, different skills. But let's go back to intelligent. Intelligent says good at learning and understanding and thinking in a logical way. So people say
Okay.
that an intelligent person is somebody that can think in a logical way. If everybody is thinking in A direction, such person will be thinking in C direction. And many times such person will be the correct one. Thinking in a logical way. Here, brilliant or clever doesn't talk about the way you think. Clever just talks about how quick you learn. Brilliant
Hmm.
talks about you being able to do different things. It's not really about your thought. So these words, even though normally we interchange them, we just use them anyhow. They do not have the same meaning. A child can be clever and not intelligent. It means that the child can learn so fast. But aside from what that child has learned, that child cannot think logically and come up with something new. But there are some other child that they are good at learning. They might be slow, but once they have learned that thing, they can think of other ways of doing that same thing. Such child is intelligent. And there's some child that they are good at learning. They can think logically. Plus, they can do it for different skills. It's not just one thing. As a teacher, we have seen some people that are so good in math and they are not good in English. For example, I used to be very good in math when I was in secondary school. Primary school, I struggled with math until I got to secondary school. I was so perfect in math. I was a science student. Math, chemistry, physics, those were my skills. So perfect until now. Now I'm not even good at math. Simple math. I'll go pick calculator. My husband will be like, what is calculator for in this one? Just I'll be like, right now it's only English that is entering my head. So I would say I'm not brilliant because the same skill I have in English is not what I have in every other skills. It's only in English that I can say I shine. But someone that is still good in math, good in English, and still good in every other thing, cooking, meeting people, and all, such person is brilliant. Or even if they are not good, they can easily pick up such skill and learn. We say they are brilliant. So this is what collocation does. And let's go back in words that we can use with them. So for intelligent,
Excuse me.
I can
Last
say
time.
be
Excuse me. Ma.
intelligent. Them.
Yeah, continue, continue. I want to ask a question. I thought you
Okay.
are through with that. Yeah, let's continue.
Okay, no, ma'am. So aside from that, let's look at some collocation words. So we have be, you can be intelligent. For example, she is intelligent. I am intelligent. We call them be words to be word. We can say somebody looks intelligent. Again, somebody seems intelligent. She seems intelligent. Tayo seem intelligent. Maybe I'm just seeing him, so I think he seem intelligent. It means he might be intelligent. Then instead of using very, because it's a redundant word, I can use words like extremely intelligent, fairly intelligent, highly intelligent, among other words. So when collocation, there is a particular dictionary called Collocation Dictionary. You can download it online, though I do not use it because most of the collocation dictionaries that are downloadable, they are not accurate. I still prefer my Oxford Dictionary to use for my collocation. But we have collocation dictionary, and of course, we have the hard copy or the soft copy that you can buy. Aside from that, you can also simply understand the meanings of words to help you know if this word really goes with that one or if they do not go together. So collocation is simply about knowing words that you can use together, words you can use in place of another, etc. So you can ask a question, ma'am.
Last time that we started the lesson on collocation, you said I really enjoyed the preaching and I very enjoyed the preaching. Are both correct?
I really enjoyed the greeting. And the second one,
Preaching. I really
preaching. Okay,
enjoyed
I
the
really
preaching.
enjoyed the preaching. And the second sentence is,
I very enjoyed the preaching.
okay. Okay. Now, there are some words that very would not go with. There are some words like very would not go with. So, for example, the word and you should not use very enjoy it. You can use words like
Uh-huh.
really. I really
Really? Okay.
enjoyed the
Okay.
greeting. Yes. I greatly enjoyed the greeting. I hugely enjoyed the greeting. We enormously enjoyed the greeting. But we cannot use very. So it's not every time that
Very.
we use very with a
Use
word. No, no. So very does not
very.
go with enjoy.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
So do you have any
Any
other
other
question,
thing?
ma'am?
Ah, I can still contact you on WhatsApp if I need anything.
Yes, definitely.
You are my
Definitely.
tutor.
If you
You are my tutor.
if you have if you have any question, maybe as you watch your replay or as you proceed, yes, you can always leave a message or
Okay.
you can even call.
I can
So
even
I'll
send
send the
you
replay to,
my record recordings on public speaking. I can do that.
yes, yes, you
Let
can
me
do that as well.
thank you.
You can do that as well. So I'll send you the replay
Okay.
of the class. So you can always watch the replay and you can, like I said, you can reach out to me. I would also appreciate if you could send feedback about the class. What we did nicely, what you want
Okay.
to appreciate
I
if you
really
can
good
send
at
that
what
as
we
well. Thank you so much. I appreciate your patience.
you are welcome.
I appreciate the patronage. I appreciate the love and the care. Thank you so much. Kindly.
You are welcome. Thank
Have
you.
a wonderful year.
And you too. Thank you very much. Thank you, and thank you. Yeah, woman name
Yes, ma'am. So I'll send for the one
Okay.
we
Ah, you
had
are still there.
on Tuesday.
I
I'll
said
send
you
you
are
once I
woman
access my
name
laptop. Yes, I'm still there. Before we go home now, I think it should be night. Yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am. Have a great evening.
You too, man. Thank you very much. I
Yes, ma'am.
really take care.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Please, I look forward to the feedback.
No problem. I will try.
Thank you,
I will
ma'am.
try.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.